God, I fucking hate Nikke fan service so much. Like, the story's amazing, the combat is alright, the monetization and luck-based mechanics are heavenly compared to other gacha games, and then they make a child the most meta unit out of the entire game and has not been replaced ever since, and then give her a bodysuit and jiggle physics. Yeah, I get the appeal feels the game with an infinite money glitch, but can we like get a good normal character without ass covering half of the character models? Please shift up. Just make a hoodie skin for leader or something. I beg. I love the game, but I literally cannot play it in public. What's up, guys? Jetxc here, man. Listen, I saw this on the Nikke Outpost Reddit, and I had to really talk about this with you guys because this is kind of an overarching thing when it comes to fan service that I've been talking to you guys, whether it be on live stream or other videos with you recently this past like couple months. There is an ever growing extreme minority but loud group of people that will play a game that they don't like literally they do not like it. They don't like the core aspects of it, right? But they will continue to play so it eventually turns into something that they want. You know, I've never engaged in something that I just don't like or don't even fuck with, but I'm gonna wait years and years or months, however long it takes, for them to hopefully change it so I feel more comfortable. Listen, this guy is this guy's out of his mind. Making a hoodie skin for characters and then thinking that the fan service is somewhat of an issue and it's preventing you from playing the game. If it bothers you that much, don't play. You know, I've played the game in public. If you want, you can turn off the fan service. You can turn off the jiggle physics. Right? I would play on the train sometimes. Like, I've done it before. It's not that big of a deal. If you don't want people to see, then just don't have people see it. Turn down your brightness or something. But my thing is, I just, you know, and I've made this point before on streams, but I'm not the biggest fan of the horror genre, right? I rarely watch horror films. I rarely play horror games. But I'm not going to play something or even ask for something to change so I could feel better about it. Because really, all this is he likes the game a lot, right? But he himself has to be comfortable with the overall fan service of this game in order for him to enjoy it, right? And he says here, he gets the appeal that fuels the game, and he recognizes it as a money glitch, or basically saying that this is the thing that gets Nikke money, but he's still uncomfortable with it, right? And the title of this post, the other guy says, I'll say this, without the eye-catching fan service that force you to play privately, Nikke wouldn't be as big as it is now. It's definitely a thing that draws most of y'all to play this in the first place. Also, everyone has different tastes and what they want. Simple as that. What do you think? I can absolutely agree to this. Listen, when Nikke was getting started and when it was getting advertised, all people were talking about were the jiggle physics. Nobody knew anything about the story. Nobody knew anything about what would happen. Nobody knew about Overzone until Overzone happened, right? Even then, the story was like meh. It was like okay, right? But things started to pick up really, truly during their first seasonal event. Or not seasonal event, excuse me, but their first event of Overzone. So, you know, the story is just the plus, but the initial, the base, the core of Nikke are the attractive characters, is the jiggle physics, and that really is what it is. And it's gotten Nikke this far. And I do agree that without fan service, I really wouldn't know what Nikke is, because if I just wanted to play a game with gun girls or military style characters that is all women, then I would just play like a Girls Frontline 2. But even that has some type of fan service in it, right? So I don't know. I see these comments a lot more, not just in like Nikke, but even for games like Wuthering Waves or Brown Dust 2. Like, it happens for a lot of the games I play, right? And let me read one more comment here. I believe, so this guy mentions, people would be a lot happier on both extremes of this argument if they just realized not everything is for them, and it's okay that games don't cater to their taste. Which I think I 100% agree with, right? I think, you know, a game isn't going to be for everyone, and when you try to make it for everyone, right, then it becomes, and you guys have probably heard this, like a game for no one, right? You try to satisfy 2, 3, maybe even 4 different groups of a game or of a community within your gacha game, and it just ends up making other people upset. So you gotta pick a side, you gotta choose a lane, and Nikke has chosen its lane since the beginning. So a lot of the people that come in and be like, oh, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the fan service, but I only play for the story. You know, that's fine, okay? I do think it is a bit weird that you'll play a game that is littered with fan service, but you'll ignore all that and just play for the story. As long as you realize that this game's core and the backbone of the game is through fan service. So, you know, I think we've been getting a lot more of these type of people in these communities, and it just, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but it's happening a lot more lately, and it makes me scratch my head because, like I said earlier, like I'm not a fan of horror games, but I'll never listen. If I ever find something that I enjoy, but it's a genre or something that I typically don't like, I'm not going to be here to change it, right? If that's the base of what that game is about, then let it be. But I don't know. It's the gacha space has been very interesting, but honestly, I think it's slowly changing with how things have been going on. And this is just an example, like X. I feel like a lot more people are starting to just not give a fuck and call these people out sometimes. But yeah, I wanted to really show you this to you guys to talk about Nikke a little bit here because it's just crazy. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Otherwise, I am out. Later.